welcome back to another episode of Real Spill, where we go beyond the headlines and sit down with the movers and shakers in Namibia's art and entertainment. And today we are speaking to a woman whose music has brought faith, hope, and inspiration into the hearts of so many as she prepares for yet another edition of the well-anticipated Ehangano Concert. We are with Ali Tobias. Ali, thank you so much for making time. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. So how does it feel to be preparing for Ehangano Volume 2?
My goodness, it's like a roller coaster of emotions. I'm excited, nervous, and thrilled at the same time. I mean, I just really want to put on a good show. I think that's the one part that makes me a bit nervous, but I'm excited. I just can't wait to see everybody be in a place where I can just worship. Yeah. So excited and nervous at the same time.
Yes. Ehangano Concert, the very first one, there was a lot of excitement that came out, especially with like young people who were very excited to be, in a concert where we sing old hymns, that we grew up listening to, etc. And now you're bringing it back for Volume 2. What inspired you to actually, come up with another edition of this beautiful concert?
The plan is to actually make it like a yearly thing, right? I want it like every year. It's just, life happens and things happen, and before you know it, like life just, like years are just going fast, by so fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, the plan actually, even from the Volume 1, is to make it sort of like an annual thing, or at least once in 2 years. So it doesn't stop here. So there's definitely always more coming. Yeah.
Okay. And I see, particularly with your lineup as well, there's something very different that you've done. So what can people who, went to Ehangano Volume 1 expect that is different in this upcoming edition?
Okay, so Volume 2 basically serves as my album launch. This is my very first album.
Yes.
And of course, I've featured like a few artists, incredible artists. So I'm just also excited for people to get to hear that. What I'm trying to do with this, or with my music, is basically sort of like bridge the gap, between the young and the old, the hip hop lovers and the gospel music lovers. So I'm just trying to sort of like say, how God loves us all and we're all designed by God. So I just want to create that sort of like unity and bridge that gap.
Yes.
So yeah, people should look forward to just new music and new artists. And
all right.
Yeah.
So this year, the Ehangano Concert Volume 2 is happening at the National Theatre. Why is this venue best suited for this event?
Well, the attendance from the first volume, we're just targeting like about 200 people. The National Theatre is about 500 people, and we're going to grow as we go. But this is the best venue because just the way the NTN is sort of like set up, it gives that, ambience of like, what do you call it? Just music-wise, it just
The
brings it all
acoustics and
together.
everything.
Yes, and then, it's safe. It's it's just planned in a way that everybody is comfortable in their seats. So I want people to be comfortable, and also everybody to sort of like have a good view of the stage.
Yes.
So it's set up in that way. So that's why we chose NTN.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So congratulations on your upcoming album. Well, your upcoming launch of your new album.
Thank you.
It's titled Eimbilo. And the album basically breathes life into traditional hymns.
Yes.
So what was your creative direction when you were sitting down and actually putting together this album?
I would, like sometimes it sounds cocky, but I would like to say I was just led by the Holy Spirit. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I love hymns. I grew up in the traditional Elsin church. My great grandfather was a pastor and stuff like that. So these are the music that I sort of like grew up with. So it was just, let me try this and see how it sounds. And then from all the music that I sort of like sang, and then I chose the ones that I felt like would be fit for the first album. And obviously we're going to have more albums, right? And I can't just put all the music there. But yeah, so basically it was just, I sang and then I was like, I think I'll have this. And then even after singing it, then I actually knew who to feature. What's crazy was, and I always say God is so good and intentional, is as soon as I finished sort of like recording the song, I knew exactly who to feature, and then I reached out to the person and they were willing to do the feature.
Yeah.
So it was really like,
So everything worked out.
yeah,
Okay,
crazy.
so you did mention that, you grew up Elson and you've been, attending church and you've been encountering all these hymns, etc. Is there a particular hymn that you can point out that especially speaks to you?
I feel like they all speak to me, but like, I think I really love the Kalunga Oye Epopiro hymn featuring Tata Buti on the new album. It just
Oh,
basically means that my God is, what do they say? My God is my defender, my advocate, and stuff like that.
yeah.
And I feel like throughout my whole life, really, God has just had my back. Like, I don't have to do so much. He speaks for me. He stands for me. He protects me. So I would say that one.
And even in the making of this album, like you said, everything fell together so beautifully
Exactly.
because when you were going over the songs, you knew, this is exactly who I need to collaborate with.
Yep.
And then you call them up and they hop on immediately. So
Yeah.
God really came through for you.
God really did his thing.
And then also, I understand that obviously the album is centered on these old hymns and it's also titled Eimbilo. But are there maybe any, Ali Tobias originals that we can expect on the album, or are they all just remakes of these traditional hymns?
Actually, they're all remakes. There's one
Okay.
specific song that I did in Afrikaans. So I taught Afrikaans. I
Mm.
sing in Afrikaans, but I can't talk. So there's that one specific song that is actually not from the Ehangano hymn, but it's an old Afrikaans hymn. And that's the one that's sort of like different from all the songs that are on the album. And that's actually
Okay.
my favorite song.
Interesting. So we
Yeah.
have a blend of languages on the album as well coming through. I love that. And then obviously, like we're talking about, traditional songs, but like you said in the beginning of this interview, you're also trying to make them more appealing to a younger audience.
Yes.
So how do you do this but still, maintain the integrity of this music? Because like we have different audiences that listen to these songs, and then you find somebody who's maybe an elderly, and then you play them this remake that's maybe Amapiano, and they're like, what is
What
this
is
girl
this?
doing? So how do you make them appealing to a younger audience but still maintain that authenticity and integrity of the music?
I think the word that I like to use is nostalgia. So most of us really love these hymns because they remind us of like, a certain point in our lives
Yes.
also. So I think that's the part that sort of like helps the music speak to both the old and the young. And also growing up, when somebody sort of like passes away, we were so caught up in mourning death that even the way we sing, it was like, you really need to be mellow and you need to be sort of sad. But we're in this generation where we celebrate life. So when somebody passes away, instead of like sort of like mourning the loss, we're like celebrating that we were gifted with this person.
Yeah.
So I'm also just trying to bridge that gap where, yeah, we're no longer sad. We're like grateful and we thank God that God, has blessed us with so many things. So yeah, I would say it's the nostalgic part of things that sort of like helps the old people sort of still relate to the music. And obviously just sort of like still maintaining the sound a bit, just with a little bit of additions of like, to speak to the younger versions of us,
Ilok
Yeah.
drum, Yana.
Yeah, just like a little.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
have described this album as well as a homecoming. What does this mean?
I just feel like you're coming back home.
Yeah.
And most of us, again, I speak for myself. I come from the north. I came to Windhoek just to school, and then we never leave because then we get jobs here, right? But you always want to go back home, for Christmas, for whatever.
Yeah.
So I just want to bring that to people who are, I guess, not from Windhoek type of situation, hypothetically speaking, sort of just to come home while not being at home. So I'm bringing home to you guys.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. And in 3 words, if you were to describe this album to the viewers or the potential listeners as to what they can expect, give us 3 words to describe Eimbilo.
Comforting, soothing, and I guess worship. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, we are talking about basically faith-based or gospel music here. What do you think the role is of, gospel music in Namibia? Because we have all these new genres, we have all these new upcoming musicians, that are now pushing, Afrobeat, mainstream music, but there should always be, an avenue for gospel music to shine as well. So, what does gospel music stand for in Namibia, and like, how do you want to portray this as part of Ehangano in your upcoming album?
Um, okay, so being Christian, one of the commandments is don't serve other gods beside me, right? So everybody has their own gods, be it money, be it fame, be it whatever it is. I just want to serve God. So I think that's the importance of gospel music for some of us who don't worship other gods and stuff like that. Like we just want to worship our God, So I think that's the importance of gospel music. And again, because of the message, and this is why I love the Bible. The Bible is sort of like, yes, it's a book of instruction, but it's a book that sort of like is there to give life. That's what gospel is, right? It's the good news. So you just want to spread good news in the midst of all this darkness, and this world that just, a lot is happening. So that's the importance of gospel, just to remind people that, yes, even though you're going through the most, even though you're going through whatever you're going through, God still loves you. His promises are still good. You still, you're not your past. You're not defined by who you were or who you are, but sort of like what you need to see in the future. So, yeah, that's why gospel is needed in Namibia, and that's why I sing gospel music.
That's beautiful. And that's probably also why you put together, I think, one of the most anticipated gospel concerts in the country, the Ehangano Concert, which you also describe as sort of like a sanctuary. So we speak a lot about, what we want other people to take away from a particular event. But let's talk about you as, the organizer and the main talent that puts this event together. How does this make you feel to see that, there's all these people that came together and worshipped throughout, at the end of the event, what are some of the things that go through your mind, or what are some of the highlights, knowing that you put together this big event where people came together and celebrated their faith?
I mean, I feel like I'm just a vessel and God is just using me to reach out to his people. And that within itself is edifying. I love serving. I love giving back. And this is why even with the concert, some of the proceeds, when you buy a ticket, is to donate to charity, to orphanage homes and so forth. So I think for me, really, it's really serving that fulfills me. And this is why I say I'm excited and nervous at the same time, right? It's like being given a baby to take care of. It's like God is trusting you to do this project. So I don't want to just be careless about it. I don't want to just be, oh, by the way. And this is why I'm doing everything. I feel like I'm trying to do the best venue, the best lineup, the best music, the best sound, the best, So, yeah, it's just at the end of the day, just like, you're nervous and excited at the same time that I get to do this, that God trusted me with this responsibility. But it's like, oh, I don't want to be careless. So like, I'm afraid, that I mess up, that I'm not doing it right. But yeah, I'm hopeful, and I'm more excited than I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, and we'll carry that excitement with us in the second part of this interview. We are with Ali Tobias talking about all things her newest album as well as the Ehangano Concert.
Do you like traveling?
Do you like to experience new places?
Well, then you should tune into On the Rock, where we explore enjoy establishments all over Namibia and South Africa. Great food, great fun, and so much more. So be sure to mark your calendar as we explore the beautiful landscapes of Namibia at the various enjoy establishments.
And where we also get to go on game drives, different activities, and meet the awesome staff of the different establishments.
We will see you there.
Watch On the Rocks every Monday at 9 p.m. on DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25.
Welcome back. We are with Ali Tobias talking all things Ehangano Concert, her latest album, Faith and Charitable Causes. Ali, you inspired me in the first part of this conversation where you said that, all you do is because God trusted you with this big project, and obviously you would like to give back as well and not just take the proceeds for yourself. Talk to us about the charitable work that you do.
Okay, so one of the most, I would say, charitable entities that's very close to my heart is orphanages. I'm an orphan myself. I mean, I don't have a mom, so I always imagine how life would have been different if I had both my parents, right? So some of the proceeds, are going to this orphanage, and my heart really is very close to the Orlindi orphanage. So that's the one that I am supporting, but that's not where I'm stopping. So I keep saying we only know what we're exposed to, right? And again, my heart is there, but I know there are other charitable, entities that need our help. So this is also just to sort of like reach out to the public to say, if there are places that you feel like we also need to contribute to or to donate to, please do reach us on our email. Please also come to the concert and, contact us and see how we can just sort of like help society in the best ways that we can. So, yeah.
Brilliant. And I mean, obviously, this is through the Ehangano Concert as well. And beyond that, what sort of footprint would you like to leave with this Ehangano Concert? Even looking back 10 or 20 years down the line, what is what would you like this concert to be known for? What do you want to leave as an imprint in the minds of Namibians and whoever is watching beyond the borders of Namibia?
Yeah, I think that the legacy that I sort of like want to leave is just, I mean, again, from the Christian's perspective, we call it people in the world, people who serve other gods, go above and beyond to serve their gods, and they do the most. I just feel like when it comes to Christianity, it's almost like we're always laid back, right? I just want to leave a legacy of, that even within the Christian community that we did try to achieve excellence, because we serve an excellent God. That we had concerts like this where we could come and worship and have fun and, reach out to other believers or even people who are not believers and reach out to, again, charitable entities and stuff like that. So I think that's what I want to live. That legacy to say that, Christianity is not mediocre. We're also excellent. We make excellent music. We put on excellent shows. We make excellent concerts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So, talk to us about the future of the Ehangano Concert also and what you envision. Do you see it going outside of Windhoek to, create this atmosphere of worship in other parts of Namibia? Or what are some of the other plans that you have for the concert?
Yeah. I mean, again, like I said in the beginning, the plan has always been to sort of like make it a yearly thing. And it's not, I'm from the north. So the plan is also to go above, Windhoek and, go to other towns and just, even if it's not the biggest of concerts, sort of just like the Ehangano concert entity itself to just go into smaller towns and, So, I mean, that's how the future looks like for me and for my team. It's to do it every year, to do it in almost every other town, to do it in other countries, Yeah.
Okay, so talk to us about, the main event. When is it? Where can we purchase our tickets? Who do we expect on the lineup? What's the chat?
Yeah, so the Ehangano Concert Volume 2 will be at NTN. This is the Namibian National Theatre. It's on the 4th of July. It's a Saturday. It's a black tie event. So please dress to kill. I want to give people opportunity, I feel like in Namibia, we only look forward to weddings. After the numbers was like, so please make sure you dress to kill. It's going to be an event where, If you don't really go out, if you want to network, this is the event for you as well. So yes, tickets are available at Web Tickets, so at your Model shops. This will be your previously known as Pick and Pay. But also you can contact us. We have physical tickets here. You can reach us on the number 081 3679 312, and we will be able to deliver, or you guys can pick it up. And what else am I missing? The lineup. Again, this is serving as my album launch, which is actually on the Imba app. So you guys should download the Imba app by Omalaiti. My whole album is there. It's not on your musical platforms as yet, but you can find it there. And if you buy yourself a ticket, as you come to the concert, you will be walking away with a USB album of my album,
Yeah.
obviously. So yeah, and you're expecting in fact, just go on the app, and the Imba app, and see who I featured on this album, and then get some excitement there. Let me not give it all away.
Wait, so the music is live on the app already? Okay, I'm definitely going to check it out here after.
Yes, please.
But an exciting lineup that I saw is Tate Buti will be performing. And I'm really, really excited for that because he has this authenticity in a way that he just reaches people. So seeing him on a gospel lineup is definitely something exciting.
But you know what's crazy? When people hear Tate Buti, they expect that Tate Buti.
Yeah.
But Tate Buti was one of the first artists that actually did a sort of like sing hymn songs as gospel music. You know, he did it with her sister Janice. And I know he has a latest song that just came out recently with Tequila. And these are all hymns, and this is why he's on the lineup. So there's that side of him,
Yes.
that Tate Buti is a worshiper, and so I'm excited for that actually. I can't wait to see him worship and just like put on a whole lineup of worship
Yes,
music.
and I
Yeah.
can't wait to hear what you actually put
Did
together,
together?
that collaboration. I can't
Yeah.
wait to listen to. All right, so Ali, take us through your musical journey. I mean, you've been in music for quite a while. When did you actually realize that, listen, I want to be a gospel musician?
Shoo, my first song is called Omalaka. It's actually not mine. People assume it's mine, but it's not mine. I got featured on that song. And somebody just saw me, I guess, DA now in Franklin. They saw this, I guess. And I'm not entirely sure what they saw in me. And they were like, no, let's feature you on the song. And then I did that song. And then I thought, I guess I can do music. Let me give this a try. Because I grew up in the choir. I've been in the UNAM choir, This is where I guess trained my voice and stuff like that. Fell in love with music. And then after that song, I decided, let me explore this music journey thing. So I did, I have what we call, it's called an extended play, an EP. It is out on music platforms, your Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. So I did an EP, and that now obviously contained my original music because I was trying to see, can I write music? Can I, but when I actually decided that I'm actually a gospel singer, and I feel like I've been running away from it because, the world is so, the moment you identify yourself as a gospel artist, it's like you have people expect so much of you. It's like, no, you're born again and you're a believer. Why are you acting like this? Or why are you dressed like that? Why are you sin with these people? Why,
Or why
So
you're at certain places?
Yes. So I was so afraid of actually saying, what, I'm a gospel artist. And I know my sister will probably laugh at me. And she will keep saying, okay, girl, you're not a gospel artist, whatever. But I think after sort of like, especially the birth of my daughter, I think I just became more confident. I realized that God has much more planned for my life. And even going through that whole pregnancy journey and giving birth to my daughter, that's when I realized, wait, I'm actually called to do this, and I might as well just tap into it. Let me not be afraid of what the world may say. Let me not even be afraid of what I say about myself, but rather believe in who God says I am. So I'm not gonna lie, I think it was literally about last year when I was like, what, guys, I'm a gospel artist. That's who I am. That's
Yeah.
me.
Finally, you stopped running from it and just embraced it.
Yep.
That's beautiful. All right. So, in this musical journey, I mean, there's highs and lows. What would you say were some of your main challenges, and what are some of the biggest highlights throughout your musical journey?
I'll start with the biggest highlights. The biggest highlight for me is people really are always willing to help. I think we tell ourselves like, oh, people are not nice people, and you never know who's on your side. But I feel like throughout my whole, I would say, life journey as well, there will always be people willing to help. So it's the same with featuring this artist. I'm telling you, like, as soon as I called them and I said, I need you on this song, all of them said, we got you, we're doing this. So that for me is the biggest highlight, that people are willing to show up. People are willing to listen to your music. There is always a community that's willing to, participate in your own little world. The challenges for me would be, I guess, finances. I mean, putting on a concert is not a joke.
Yeah.
You need the money. Yeah, and I mean, it's Namibia, our country is quite small, even the ticket sales, like sometimes I'm like, oh, I just wish I could, make it maybe $10 or even free. I just wish people could just show up, But I would say my challenges would probably be like finance, which is also, again, not a big deal because I know my source, God, again, will send you the people that he needs to, that he needs to send you to make sure that he whatever he has planned is achieved. But yeah, I would say those are my two. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, putting on one of the biggest gospel concerts in the country, as well as her very first album coming through. Please do check out Tobias on her social media, and also don't miss the chance to witness Volume 2 of the Ehangano Concert. This has been Real Spill. Thank you so much for watching.